Welcome to my devlog, which documents the development of a game in which electricity is visualized. This week I made some updates concerning the look. It should look at least a bit professional for a game, or at least it should look like someone at least tried to make it look good. Anyway, the toolbar gets built and updated regularly by script. It is not a game object from a specific file. The main reason I prefer to build it from script is that it is now completely independent from the aspect ratio of the screen, nor from the resolution of the screen. Maybe even the size will be variable in the future. Having a look at the toolbar, I wanted it to look more nice, so I decided to make the ends more rounded. Also, I wanted to build it once more, but this time with a better texture and better UV texture placement. I wanted to have some highlighted edges at the borders of some polygons. I also wanted a smooth, flawless texture flow independent of the length of the toolbar. Here you can see a development sketch numerating the vertices beginning with 0. Also here you can see the sketch of the placement of the UV texture and the current updated toolbox texture. I also wanted to give the main game objects a final look for now. They should get a texture which would look acceptable for a vertical slice of the game. I wanted the textures to have highlighted corners so that it does not look so sterile during gameplay, but still clear. I do not know how to describe the style exactly. It just should look better with the options I got right now. Right now, I do not even want to try to add normal mapping or so. I assume it would take hours just to create one single puzzle card icon, which probably no one would notice in an early demo. I put such game objects on the list of luxury problems for someday. However, it should still look better so I had to apply the new style and updated textures to many other objects. I also retextured the spawning pad of items and the blueprint screen in the same art style. I just wanted to see how this could look like with the possibilities I have. Considering I am no digital artist, I just want to make the game objects look good enough for a demo. Those objects could be updated and redesigned anytime later on. But it should look acceptable right now for a nice gameplay. Still writing on my to-do list is to update the main game objects of the circuit cards. I wanted to try to apply this new art style to the allegory version of the battery. I have redone the UV mapping with the new placeholder texture. It does not look so good as I hoped, but it does look way better than I anticipated it would look like. Another part I kept pushing in front of me was the update of the voltage draw. I had some placeholders so far for the voltage draw, but nothing that I imagined to put in a final product so far. For this stage, I had a clone of the prototype of the player character as a voltage draw. While prototyping, it did not look good having the very same character in two different sizes. The user should get a relation of the player size as a norm. Having another figure pushing something which is much smaller ruins that level design. I wanted to visualize that the battery is a closed ecosystem with its own dimensions. There would be literally small doors pushing the wheel in this prototype. So I wanted to adapt the voltage door. I made it look a bit different from the main character. I gave the dwarf a dwarf head instead of a construction site helmet. I mean, what could go wrong pushing a wheel? But on the other hand, I did not write the OSHA book, and it is only a game. Anyway, the voltage dwarf got some visual changes. It got a dwarf head and a vest. Also, here I had to improvise the texture because I wanted to have a first look on how this could change the theme of the environment. Also, I kept as an idea for the time being using the very same dwarf figure for other card objects later on, and only changing the dwarf texture. Dwarf from the category current would get, as an example, a green vest later on. Improvising the construction site vest texture, I make a caro pattern. I assume those figures would look good having a real fabric pattern, but it is already a large improvement to the version before. Considering I did not want to break the symmetry, because it would be a lot of work for each update on the figure during the development procedure, I just wrote the word voltage on one side and decided to not close the vest one side over the other side. So the printed text on the fabric looks way smaller than anticipated, but I keep it so far for the time being. I also tried redoing the bone system. I really wanted to minimize whatever is possible here without wasting too much time. Also here I learned to work with a new tool. It is called Auto Weight Paint in Blender. That was such a great help. You only have to select the specific character object. Then you also co-select with the hold shift key the armature. In that specific order, those objects have to be both selected. Then with Ctrl and P, you get the menu called Armature Deform, and you may select with Automate Weights. This was such a huge help for me. This was quite enough for 1 week. Thanks for watching.